All right, let's take a look at what's going on in Raton Pass, where yesterday we had some interesting stuff going on. We had a little bit of that snow. You can still see some of that snow on the ground. Today, a completely different story. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures staying on the cool side, but you can already notice that snow melting off a little bit along the sides of I-25, and that's going to be the case over the next couple of days. We're going to continue to melt off what little bit of snow the northeast part of the state got, at least at the lower elevations. The higher terrain will hold on to their snow for a little bit longer, but it won't be much longer before we start to see that snow melt off as well. 50 degrees currently in the Albuquerque metro area, calm wind. As we take a look at temperatures across the rest of the state, into the 40s across the north, 46 in Taos, 47 in Las Vegas, only 55 in Tucumcari, 55 also for Roswell, 56 in Carlsbad. Much cooler, especially across eastern New Mexico this afternoon than what we've seen over the past several afternoons. In fact, if you take a look at today's temperatures compared to this time yesterday, we have dropped by around 20 to 25 degrees across the southeast, and we've dropped by about 11 degrees in Las Vegas and Santa Fe. Albuquerque about 14 degrees cooler than this time yesterday as well. So it is a big cool down across much of the state with a northerly flow in place, but this cool down will be short-lived as we build in a ridge of high pressure, and that's going to help warm temperatures back up. So right now that ridge sitting over Southern California, bringing lots of sunshine across much of the southwest. Storm systems will continue to be deflected well to our north over the next couple of days. In fact, over the next several days as this ridge builds in, and we're going to be looking at some of the warmest air we've seen so far this season. But for today, not as warm. We'll see temperatures a little bit below average, especially across central and eastern New Mexico with that northerly flow in place. Then for tomorrow, we start to see that ridge of high pressure build in. We start to warm those temperatures up for tomorrow afternoon, back to around average, even a little above average for a few locations. And then by the weekend, especially on Saturday, temperatures warming to some of the warmest readings we've seen so far this season. In fact, Albuquerque is going to be making a run for 80 degrees by Saturday afternoon and well into the 80s across much of the south. We'll pull those temperatures back a little bit towards Sunday and into early next week, but we are still going to hold on to some warm temperatures throughout a good portion of next week, as well as the sunshine. But all hope will not be lost, because the long-range outlook for the spring still has us above average for precip. It's just going to be a dry week ahead. Southern Colorado's cool start for this morning, but we are going to be continuing to warm things up this afternoon, making it into the upper 50s and then eventually back into the 60s for tomorrow and into the weekend as well, with the sunshine continuing. Over the northwest, mostly sunny skies, slightly cooler for this afternoon. Highs into the 50s to low 60s. We warm back into the mid 70s by the weekend, pulling those temperatures back a little for early next week, but still low 70s, not too tough to take. Southwest, sunshine and a bit cooler. Highs today only into the 60s. We'll return to the 70s for Friday and then back into the low 80s for Saturday and Sunday. A few more clouds to start next week, but it looks like things stay dry through at least the next 7 days. Southeast, plenty of sunshine, a bit cooler here as well. Highs into the 60s. We return to the 80s quickly tomorrow and into the mid 80s for Saturday and Sunday, and we stay warm through early next week as well. Over the northeast, after a cool start this morning, we are going to warm things up a little bit this afternoon, but still not as warm as what we saw yesterday. We'll return to the warmer readings for Friday and especially over the weekend, with highs returning to the low 70s. Over the northern mountains, after a cold start this morning, we're finishing out the day nice and sunny with highs into the upper 50s to low 60s, back into the low 70s in Santa Fe by Saturday. In the East Mountains, lots of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures a little bit cooler, but we warm things back up. Low 70s once again by Saturday, and then returning to the 60s for early next week. In the metro, we'll be sunny and mild this afternoon. Highs into the mid 60s. We return to the mid 70s for tomorrow, and then we make that run for 80 degrees by Saturday. We pull those temperatures back a little for early next week, but still low to mid 70s, not too tough to take.
Okay, thanks, John.